Welcome everyone. Today I will be comparing my first ever month of bullet journaling to the same month exactly 1 year later. This month happens to be April. The theme of April in 2018 was clouds and rain, inspired by AmandaRachLee. The background on the quotes page is done in watercolor, as is the light blue wash on the April cover page. As you can see, I've kept the setup of the cover spread pretty similar. I still do a quote on the left side and the name of the month on the right. I usually still use fine liner and some kind of marker for decoration on these pages. As you can see, the old book has a grid background. It's actually just a cheap notebook that I got from the dollar store just because I love the cover. I originally intended it to be an on-the-go sketchbook or ideas book, but then the grid lent itself better to bullet journaling than any of my lined notebooks. The next page for both is the monthly calendar. In the 2018 journal, it's only one page. The numbers and letters for the days of the week are written on the left side, and I only have one row of space for each day. In the 2019 journal, I have a full spread dedicated to the calendar, while in the old calendar, I only had one page. Opposite to the monthly calendar, I had a to-do list. I do not have any to-do list in my current journals because it doesn't work that well for me. The next page in my old book is a very simple and very rough looking habit tracker. I do not have a habit tracker in my new journal, but for a long time, usually during the school month, I don't find it necessary to have a habit tracker. Instead, I have a mood tracker. I also have an expenses page in my new journal, which I did not have in the old one. On the right side, I have a gratitude journal, for which I used about a row for each day. I continued this for a month or two after April, but soon realized that I wanted more room to write what was happening in my day-to-day life. The first weekly spread, which I copied almost exactly from AmandaRachLee, is quite a bit different from what I have now. I quickly realized I needed a lot less space in my weekly spread, which is why I've changed it to only need one page. I actually did this the very next week. In my current journal, I have a whole page dedicated to just journaling each week. As you can see, the space that I use is quite different from each day depending on how much happened and how much space I needed. This weekly spread is just repeated every week as needed. Sometimes I add in other spreads. For example, for a major holiday I might add an extra page of journaling and a page for photos, but that's it for this month. If you want to see the other weeks, you can check out the rest of my channel. They're all up there. I did one page where I tried to do a daily list. It worked somewhat for this month because I had exams this month and I had a lot of studying to do, but I did not continue the spread after my first month. On the opposite side, we have a Watercolor Sunrise. I was thinking about writing something on here, but I just never ended up doing anything with it. On the next page, the right hand side, is the next week, which is how I adapted from having way too much extra space. This way it only takes up one page, and I never need more than 4 lines for each day. On the left, I had a swatch page, and I tried some doodles to see what theme I would use for the next month. Another spread that I had was a summer to-do list, and as you can see from my lack of crossing them off, that this wasn't very useful for me either. As you might have noticed, in my old book, I used the method of crossing off and the arrows and all that as it's suggested for bullet journalists, but I stopped doing this because I don't move a lot of things since I don't have to-do list, and I find crossing things off is very messy and quite unnecessary for me. And that's pretty much it. I plan to continue journaling for a good long while. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!